It doesn't matter if your father is a rich landlord or if you look like Timothy Chalamet, a girl is not going out with you if you walk up to her and say, "हमरे साथ डेट पर जाओगे क्या?" Most advices on learning English revolve around the following same thing. Read more books, which is not going to happen because you haven't read your 5th standard English textbook itself, so what book will you read? Watch the daily news, which is also not going to happen because you are busy convincing your parents that it is all fake. And converse in English with someone, which is a risky move because if you accidentally end up speaking with your maid in English and find out she speaks even better than you, you're not going to speak another syllable of any other West Germanic language ever again. The problem with these pieces of advice is that they do not follow my newly made up rule of 3, which is motivation, execution, and revision. Paper pending. You do not have a constant source of motivation to learn the language, nor a simple trick to execute learning the language, and no concrete method to revise the language learnt. Also, 90% of people who have the desire to learn English fall under the young adult or adult category, and while these people may not understand the language of English, they are very familiar with the language of horny. So, instead of giving you the same dragged and beaten advice, let me use the language of horny to teach you the language of English with this rule of 3 technique. First, to deal with your lack of motivation, you have to pick a crush and challenge her to an epic English battle in the future. Now, I know you will immediately come up with 4 burning questions. Which crush should I pick? Because telling to pick a crush is not narrowing it down to anything. There are so many. To which I say, pick a crush that is way out of your league. A good rule of thumb is putting yourself in your crush's position and wondering if it came down to repopulating the earth with you or living off with Hitler, what would she choose? And if she chose walking off to the concentration camp herself, you have found a keeper. Your second question would also be, which crush should I pick? Because telling to pick a crush who is way out of your league and who will choose to kill herself over not having sex with you is still not narrowing it down to anything. To which I'll reply, pick someone who is extremely good in English. Your third question would be, why challenge my crush? Isn't my lack of courage to ask her out a challenge in itself? To which I say, because that solves the problem of motivation. Because if you win the challenge, you get to go out on a date with her. And horniness, after all, is motivation in disguise. Paper pending. Your fourth question would be, what is the epic English battle going to be about? This is the most flexible part of the step. It can be about anything of your choice. Could be a quiz, a test, an improv session based on a hypothetical scenario involving you getting married to her, anything. Next, you'll have to set a date for the challenge. Since you're going to learn the language from start, picking a future date would be tough. So, just let her know that you'll inform her whenever you're ready and ask for her number. Once you get her number, and once you're done celebrating with your friends at having gotten her number, get to step 2, execution. Now there are many ways this can be done. The first and easiest method is to watch a lot of English adult movies and videos. Watching triple-rated movies with subtitles underneath not only increases your stamina but also helps you increase your comprehension, diction, pronunciation and vocabulary skills. This is how I learned Spanish after all. Don't believe me? Welcome to Spain. Wonderful to have you here. Gracias. Oh Dios mío, es tan grande, me temo que va a doler. The only problem with this learning technique is that you can only watch these classes in private. But if you want to question society's authority over your source of English education, you can watch it in public too. You can of course sign up for an English class and fall in love with your English teacher. Now you will have 2 people to impress, which means twice the speed of learning. Of course, this means you'll have to be flexible with your sexuality, but it's an open world, and if learning a language means rediscovering your sexual preferences, so be it. One popular method is to take a student loan, do your masters in engineering in a predominantly English-speaking country like America or England, and automatically learn to speak fluent English with an accent in 3 years or less. Not only this, when you inform your crush you're ready for the challenge, you will find out that she also stays in California, just 3 blocks away from where you live, which also solves the logistic problem for the challenge. The last step is step 3, revision, which involves getting married and having a kid. Because the best way to revise your language is to watch your child grow up while you study the language with her using Dora and nursery rhymes. Step 3 begins where step 2 ends, that is, winning the challenge, taking her on a date, impressing her with your knowledge of skills in bed or with the fact that how you are filthy rich now with that master's degree, both thanks to step 2, and then marrying her and raising a child with her. Your wife and your daughter's kindergarten teacher will be impressed with you showing up to your daughter's English class every day when in reality you are there just to take some notes and test whether you have still got it in you. So, to sum up, learning English is a 10-year-long process involving a challenge, a date, a failed marriage and a kid, which will also teach you some patience and commitment along the way. You can thank me later. Farewell.